I definitely agree with that, but I think we do still live in a world where color exists, and that's something that we can't act like we're ignorant to the fact that that color exists in this world. So yes, like you shouldn't go around thinking I'm a minority on this campus and I'm black. People see me as the black girl, even though it might be true. You don't want to change your attitude because of that. But I've grown up in mixed neighborhoods, mixed schools, and so Emory was much different from my high school. But I guess like I've never viewed white people differently than black people, but I do understand that I've been treated differently being a black girl as a minority in these different schools. Secondly, you asked, well, the panelists asked, someone asked, were HBCUs still relevant today? I think they are, just because of history and I guess what they stand for in our society. And I think a question that I have, a couple of years ago, this is for, I guess, the guys at Morehouse and all HBCU students, when there was a white valedictorian, how did that make y'all feel? And like what, I guess, for me, like at Emory, it was kind of weird, and I just feel like when you think of Harvard and all of these Yale and all of the top Ivy Leagues, there hasn't, I don't know if there's been a black valedictorian, and for there to be a white valedictorian at such a big school and for that to have happened, I don't know. It just struck me, and I just want to feel what you guys think about it, and yeah, hear your thoughts.
A lot of older alums that were like, why did y'all let this happen? Why'd y'all let this happen? And there was just a lot involved with that. But for me personally, I would say that I loved it because people always think about breaking barriers, and they always think about black people coming into a white institution and then just like turning out, and then we beasted, but then they don't think about it the other way. So I think that kind of turns some people's heads, and they're like, oh, what's going on? But it kind of, to me, it just woke people up. Like, this is real. So personally, for me, I can say that I liked it. So that's my answer.
I'm also thinking about becoming an African American Studies major too. But I was also kind of addressing you and addressing her question in a different way, I guess. But like, do you feel that like studying African American Studies here would be a little bit different? Because I know that I took a freshman seminar, and I was one of like, I don't know, maybe 3 African Americans actually in the class, and so like I felt like, yeah, like I felt almost like I had to prove myself, like, oh, I didn't even know my own history, and like I was actually, I guess, singled out by even the professor, like, he like took me to the side, and like we actually had like separate office hours to like actually talk about what was going on. But do you feel that like being African American Studies major, like would it be more enriching to do it here at HBCU, or would it be like, would it have the same value from a PWI than an HBCU? Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, just making sure.
It's hard. I can't make this claim comparatively because it wouldn't be fair.
Can you talk about your experience?
Young lady, about the African American history. I've taken classes with both white and African American professors here at the school, and when I'm in the class with the white professor, even though he's wrote books and he's educated himself about African American history, it just still feels kind of like a eerie thing. So that's my opinion on it. I enjoy it better with African American professors teaching me African American history.
Well, I had a comment, but that was too long ago. But I was going to ask you guys from Emory and the HBCUs here. I go to Clark, but I was wondering why. I mean, not why, but do you think there's a difference in the way that you view white people coming from an HBCU and coming from Emory or coming from a PWI? Because I'm sorry for part of my French, but I get shit here all the time. Like, stereotypes, like ask me questions and stuff. So, I mean, I just need to know. Like, from teachers, everything. I just want to know how you guys do.
That's pretty hell.
Do I view white people differently? I feel like white people are white people. Whether you go to school with them or whether you don't, like, they're white people.
Because she brought up the fact that she sort of feels some type of way when white people are ignorant to the black experience. Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, black people are ignorant in African American studies classes too. So, like, I didn't mean to just single out the white people. I'm sorry.
I didn't understand that.
But how do I view? I come from a very segregated city, so Milwaukee, Wisconsin does have 40% black population. Thank you, and most of us reside on the north side. And see, now it's just power. But I think being an African American Studies major and coming from a certain experience, I've learned to value people for people. And I'm not saying I don't see race, because that's a lie. And race is very prevalent, but I judge people based on more than your race. And I'm not going to attribute your behavior to your race. And I think whiteness is really an ideal. It's a stereotype. It's even white people don't fit whiteness, to be honest, on the large scale of things. And I don't strive to be this ideal at all. I strive to be me, and I strive to be great. And I hope that for everyone. So I mean, I just learned to think differently coming to college, and that has affected the way I see people in general. And like white people, I will say I've learned to give white people more of a chance. I come from a city where it's a lot of ignorance, more so than in college. So I mean, I appreciate college and the chance to meet white people here, because a lot of people, I mean, it made me a more critical thinker. So.